It has been waiting for 65 million years. A tiny time capsule, holding the blueprint of a god. Do you believe the fate of the world once rested in a single specimen? Dr. Aris knew exactly what he was touching. This does not belong to the modern world. It carries a message from the dead. But the pieces were shattered. We need another solution. A solution that is risky. We will use artificial intelligence to fill the gaps. Processing power beyond comprehension. We are patching the shattered fragments of God. Every code, every breath. It is done. The blueprint is complete. Now, it's time to bring them back. An artificial atmosphere, a glass womb, initiating life. We aren't just creating organisms, we're calling back history. A gamble with time, preparing for what is about to wake up. Everything is ready. Genesis, and then the darkness vanished. Memory begins here. When the world belonged to giants. A place where time was not yet forgotten, before the sky fell, the day the stars fell. The full stop of an era, and the beginning of a secret. The world fell silent for thousands of years, until we found it, the first trace. It was unlike anything we had ever known. The Yucatan Peninsula, near the Chicxulub asteroid impact zone, an excavation by the textbook, following the procedure, right up until it went wrong. The fossil was brought up. Incomplete, not beautiful, but not dry. A paleontologist stops working, because what he touched was not like stone. It has elasticity. Very subtle, but very real. This shouldn't exist, not following any textbook. The specimen is sealed. No press, no announcement. In the laboratory, under the microscope, they found protein, ancient protein, still maintaining the folded structure, as if time has missed it. This thing, it was alive. The air in the room changed. No one smiled. It wasn't excitement, it was fear. Because if soft tissue could survive, then the impossible is no longer safe. They tried to extract. No complete DNA. But there were traces of it. The fragments, not enough to clone, but enough to suggest. The AI was called in. Evolutionary models were rerun. A line of text appeared. Reconstruct probability. No one said a word. Because everyone understood. This is the boundary. Not a technical boundary, but a moral one. We don't need perfect DNA, just enough to live. That sentence was recorded into scientific history, like every other dangerous phrase. The project was named Genesis. No one said the word revive, but everyone thought about it. The door opened, and no one stepped back. DNA didn't object. It adapted. Not according to human logic, according to survival logic. Some reflexes appeared. Unprogrammed. When the floor vibrated slightly, biological structures contracted. When the light turned red, tissues reacted before the sensors. Who taught it this? No one answered, because the answer lies 66 million years ago. The DNA remembers, not with images, with pure reflex. It remembers the sky that betrayed it, remembers the earth screaming, and it doesn't want it to happen again. Humans think they are creating life. In reality, we are calling back the fear, a very old fear, and very much awake. The data began to shift, not much, but consistent. Something is wrong, just noise, but noise doesn't repeat. Here, it repeats too perfectly, as if something is remembering very clearly. The models were rerun, this time slower, more careful. The result remained the same. Reflexes appeared before the stimuli. Like traumatic reflexes, no, collective trauma. Trauma of an entire era, compressed into every cell. DNA does not think, but it prepares. Prepares for the worst, as it once did. If it remembers, can it learn? No one answered, because the question is too dangerous. To learn means to change, and to change means no control. AI was granted more access. The limits were loosened. We need to see what it does. No one asked. What if it doesn't do what we want? The DNA began to self-rearrange, not according to form, according to survival behavior, evasive to vibration, decreased metabolism when light increases, reaction with the color red, temperature increases, the DNA contracts, his heartbeat slowed down. These reflexes match the Chicxulub simulation. No one said a word, because everyone understands what that means. DNA is not just remembering, it has lived, and it's preparing to live again. The warning wasn't for us. It was a signal. A signal it had been waiting to hear. Panic is a biological response, and the system agreed. Something was answering. It knew the danger. Sarah couldn't look, but she knew. Then, silence. The moon saw it too. The world turned cold, just like that night. Disconnected. The ambition was dying. But for some, it was just the beginning. The team left. One remained. The last step. Act I concludes. Humans began to feel excited, not because of fear, but because of success. We are very close. No one asked, close to what? Rardia Genesis was expanded. More funding, more manpower, more dangerous confidence. Everything is under control. DNA didn't object. It just recorded, just like last time. When the sky hadn't fallen yet, they began to talk about the next step. Not publicly, in closed meetings. We need a body. Just at a primitive level. No one said that word. But that image was in everyone's head. DNA was introduced to the habitat, artificial environment. Everything was sterile, except for memory. Memory is not sterile. It brings fear with it. Fear doesn't need a form. It just needs activation. And the conditions are gradually becoming suitable. When conditions become suitable, old reflexes return. A scientist says softly, "It's reacting as if this world is a threat." That sentence was ignored because it was too inconvenient. Humans love to think of themselves as saviors. They don't like to think of themselves as the meteor. DNA doesn't differentiate. It only looks at the consequences. And the consequence last time was extinction. Small warning signs appeared. Small, but they were consistent. Biological rhythm changed. Stress response increased. A weak voice spoke up. Should we stop? Silence was the answer. The project did not stop. It accelerated. Because when you've gone too far, stopping means admitting a mistake. DNA doesn't care about right or wrong. It only cares about survival. Dinosaurs didn't have a shape yet, but their behavior had already arrived. A new world forming on the foundation of old memory, and that memory whispers. Don't trust the sky. Don't trust the stability. Don't trust the ruler. Humans did not listen. DNA has learned. I moves toward the point of no return. Not with an explosion, but by a series of very small decisions. Decisions that sound reasonable, but add up to a disaster. Dinosaurs haven't returned yet, but what killed them has returned. It's confidence. The confidence that they understand nature. DNA sees that and remembers, just like last time, when the world thought it was safe. I doesn't end with a roar. It ends with alertness. A memory has opened its eyes. In a world that does not belong to it, dinosaurs haven't returned yet. But the past has. It stands very close and very clear. I concludes. But the door has opened. Behind that door is life. And the consequence, humans move forward. Not looking back. The past watches. Very silent. For a long time. And very clear. It remembers everything. Every mistake. Every time of confidence. I concludes. Act 2 is coming. And this time, what wakes up is not just a memory, but a consequence. The door is open. It cannot be closed. 289 humans move forward. The past remains. Waiting. Watching. Comparing. Evaluating, preparing not to attack, but to not be surprised. Last time, being surprised killed everyone. This time, memory is awake, and it is waiting to see how much history will repeat itself.